Hello, hello everyone. How are you doing? Um, let's get my flute out because I do want to get into practicing quickly. Just because I'm excited for it. But while I put my flute together, tell me how you guys have been. Hello, Deanna. Hello, Vlad, Beth. Um, you guys are sleepy, eepy. Are you guys eepy? Yeah. I had a great day yesterday. Very productive. Um, Today has not been as productive as I've wanted it to be, but still getting stuff done. You know how when you wish that work could go a little faster, and then it doesn't go faster? Because lots of things to test. Technology kind of has a mind of its own. Um, I was trying to film a video today, but I didn't actually film it because I was just testing the entire time, which is not like wasted time. It's just not actually filming time. So I originally wanted to use my old DSLR to film a few videos because I kind of wanted to go back to that vibe. But the lighting in this room does not really work with those cameras. It works the best with this camera. So in the end, even after all of my testing, I think I'm still just going to use my live stream setup to make my videos. It just works the best. So it looks great. It's already set up. I don't know why I really wanted to do sort of like my old setup. My old setup works the best. Sorry, give me a sec, guys, to plug that in just in case there are any sounds coming in. They will go through my my whatchamacallit, my headphones instead, and it won't be so loud. But yeah, like my old setup with my DSLR works the best with natural light. It looks crisp, clean, really like it looks really good with natural light. But this is not natural light. These are studio lights. I have like knockoff Chinesium LED panel lights here. And then I do have another knockoff Chinesium studio light back here. So yeah, you know, I am glad I did the testing. It's just that, you know, when you had a vision for getting something done, I'm gonna work a little bit more after I stream, but it's okay. It is what it is, right? So that's where we're at right now. Um, you're learning how to put together animations. Ooh. What kind of animations? What are you animating, Deanna? I'm very curious to know what you are animating. Let me just push this off to the side. Um, Shane, hello. It is 12 a.m. in Ireland. Well, thank you for joining anyway. It's always a great honor when you guys, choose me as your like going to sleep stream. I do. Uh, Thank you very much. And 2 a.m. where you are, Vlad. Vlad, you crazy. Thank you though for your support. Um, okay, we'll see how today's practicing goes. I'm not really sure how it's going to go. Yesterday was sort of a somewhat frustrating day because I kept doing my support backwards. So to give you guys a little bit more context, an authority figure from when I was young told me to push my tummy out when I was breathing, and that would be support. But that only works when you inhale, not when you exhale. A bit of a difference there. So I learned the right way to do it quite some time ago now, but I just never really realized how much I go back to my old way of doing it. So we'll be paying attention to that today, making sure that when I inhale, I do take my lower core muscles and push them out. So I naturally suck in a very deep breath, and then I will just like in a controlled manner, engage and grind it inward as I exhale. Don't do the opposite. So if my lung collapses and stuff like that, if you can see my lungs collapsing like this while I'm playing, it's probably because I'm doing it backwards. And I'm probably gonna slip today. Just putting that out there. I'm not expecting perfection from myself. I'm just expecting some improvement. That's all. So Deanna, you are making a little flip through sort of thing, advertisement thing for a coloring book that is about to be published. That is so cute. Oh, that is fantastic. Wow. Animation is no freaking joke, man. Animation takes a long time. Okay, it is time. Let's start practicing, because I've been kind of like almost jittery excited for this. So I like really wanted to get into it quickly today. Let us begin. We'll see how things go. Right, I did want to keep putting in my loop earplugs because I am playing loud enough that there are some concerns for my hearing if I don't put these babies in, to see which one is smaller. Okay, good. So my right ear canal is smaller than my left one. All right, very cool. Yes, give me a second. I need to plug in my my pedals. All right, I'm gonna turn this on. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's do our harmonics and see how things feel today. I did not start the timer. There we go. Improvement. There has been improvement since yesterday, so I will take it. I will take it. Good, good, good. Okay. Let's come back down. Yeah, yeah. Working on endurance, Beth. Same. This is actually why I was working on breathing. This was the catalyst actually for me to fix my breathing. I have noticed that working on my breathing has absolutely made everything much easier, and thus the stamina seems longer. But actually what's happening is I'm working less hard. I know, kind of weird. Yeah, so the support definitely is the right way today. And it's not as like like I'm not fighting my brain as much thinking about it. So I think yesterday's practice session was absolutely very useful to get us to figure out just how much I have been doing support backwards. So yay, very good. Okay, we are doing number 12 as written from De La Sonorite. So everything's slurred. Bass note is middle register B, slurring to every other note in my range. So let's go. All right, I want to move my mouth less. I also want to figure out what's going on with the high notes. So we'll start with the high notes first. I'll be slurring up to the high notes and just seeing what's going on. Not sure what's going on yet. Definitely overblowing the lower ones, so that's why they're so thin. And then I'm trying to figure out the high C. So using the gizmo makes a big difference there. Okay, that's a little bit more open. Let me put on my glasses again so I can see what you guys are saying. Okay. I see you guys are just discussing. keep the discussion going. I was trying different fingerings for fun. I feel like it's naturally more open with like the gizmo down or the C key downs. So I'm just going to look up very quickly if there are any sort of like alternate fingerings suggested for the high C. Interesting. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna try something. I've never tried it before. Huh. It's suggesting using the C sharp trill. Yeah. The tuning difference is insane. Interesting. That's interesting. Blind guy, welcome. How are you doing? And Michael, hello. Okay, I have a good idea of what's going on there. So I'm now going to try and do the low notes without moving my jaw quite so much. Thank you, Vlad, for telling me. Nuvo can do the C7 easily if you finger the C4, finger the C4, C sharp 4 and C4 keys. Oh, the bottom. So down here. Okay. I'll try that on the, thank you. I'll try that on the Nuvo the next time I take it out. Hello, Felicia. How are you doing? Welcome back. Okay. Thank you for experimenting on that, Vlad. That's awesome. Okay. One more time, going down to the low notes. It's feeling better and better, and I don't have to do as much like kind of gnawing. But yeah, it still feels a little bit like having to walk on a tightrope. I think I will take it. I will take that. Yeah, less gnawing with my mouth. Okay. I will gladly take that. We'll do a bit of circular breathing. Okay. We're doing it slightly better. The inhales are at least faster. So, okay, we're moving on. Yes, circular breathing is through the nose. Yeah, that's what I'm doing or attempting to. Okay, we're gonna do 230. I'll make sure I'm not doing throat stuff. Trying not to, at least. Okay, so we're doing triads on C sharp. Okay. I want to clear up the top notes a bit more. I don't think I'm doing like throat things, but I want to make them ring even more. So I'm just gonna try those out on the top. Taller embouchure, and I need to resonate it a little bit higher too. It has a bit of that muffled sound, which is telling me that it's kind of riding a bit low. So what I discovered right there is, so I was actually keeping everything high enough, but I needed more space. So I needed to kind of like make that tall space in my mouth just a bit wider. And then that gave it enough room to resonate. So yeah, if you don't have enough space in your mouth for the note to resonate, it'll sound thin and like not, it won't ring, but I'm looking for the ringing quality. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Let's do one more before I take a little tea break. But I can have a water break. Okay. Okay. All right, I want to work a bit on the high register again, just to like open it up. I think I'm like, when I try to open it up, I'm opening it up the wrong way. So I need to kind of get a feel of that right now. Yeah, I will take that. Oh, I feel you, Deanna. That's kind of how I felt yesterday. I like, because I was fighting my backwards support so much. it just caused a lot of things to like not work. It was so frustrating. So yeah, I mean, unless you're like me where I like to use my bad tone days to figure out what the heck is going on, I also recommend just putting it down. Like, it's not worth the frustration if it doesn't yield something useful. You know, like yesterday we figured out that I have a tendency to do my my support backwards, and that was very useful for today. I can hear a big difference in how smooth my high register is because I'm not pushing the wrong way and thus forcing myself to have to use my throat. So sometimes I find the screechiness is like in the high register. It tends to happen when I get really like something has stressed me out that day, and everything is kind of clamped, and so because there's not a lot of space in the mouth, I end up having to push more air through it, so everything gets super squeezed and very overblown as a result. And also my breaths tend to be shallower. I think everyone's breaths tend to be shallower when they're stressed, which is, you know, it's going to show when you play the flute. So it's okay. It's okay as in it's very normal, I think. Okay, very good. Oh, see, there you go. Probably because you're doing the animation thing because it's super stressful. There you go. Exactly. Like, I always tell my students that the way you play your flute is absolutely a litmus test for how you actually feel, regardless of whether or not you believe it. So, because sometimes we really trick ourselves into thinking that we are okay. And as soon as you play the flute, the way you sound on the flute is immediately going to tell you if you're actually relaxed or not. Can't breathe in through a closed mouth. There you go. Yeah, right? So I feel that it's healthy to be forgiving of yourself and to understand that your body is different every day and responds to things differently every day. You know, it's a process. It's definitely a process. Okay, so we are now in Ibert. We are in movement. It seems like we're in movement 3 somewhere. So I'm unsure where we stopped. So I'm just going to start at the bottom of the first page, which is around Q43, just in case anyone's dropping in and wondering where I'm at. I will try it out. Here we go. Okay, let's dry this out. All right. Okay. I forgot to put my mouse in the right spot. Okay, here we go. I'm curious. So I'm going to try and go faster, but think slower. So I'm finding that when I go faster, I go back to my backwards support. Okay, I'm going to do that again, making sure to focus on my support. Hello, Arnev. I guess I'm not doing solo and ensemble this week. I wasn't called back. So I think it just kind of depends on who they get to come in. But no, but if you're doing it, I hope you do very well. Oh, Deanna, you were clenching your teeth. Ah. Okay. All right. Once more. Yep. When I go faster, I revert to my backwards support. It's so weird. We're going to keep going. trying to dissect what's going on with my support there. Yeah. So when I shoot up to the high notes, my instinct is to do the support backwards. If I do it the correct way, then it comes out the way I expect. Hello, it's me, bored. I'm always bored. I guess I'll call you bored. So there are lots of flutes that you can try. Some of the more notable ones would probably be your typical Yamaha, Dijau, Burkhardt, Azumi Amadeus, you know, Pearl. If I leave anything out, I don't mean to leave it on purpose. It's just because I can't think of them right now, but you have a lot to work with. Well, I am a partner with Flute Center of New York, Flute Center, that is, because they have a New York and a Chicago location. And you can use my code, JAF, to get a trial with them going. The most important thing that you want to tell them is that you are what your budget is, which is what you just told me right now. And they can direct you to try a bunch of things. So, but yeah, if you want to use my code, it's JAF, just give them a call or an email and tell them my code and they'll note it down with your trial. You get a few perks. I think it's free shipping domestic within the US, 18-month warranty instead of 12 months for whatever flute you buy. You get a 10-day trial instead of 7 days. And you get to try up to 3 instruments at a time, like 3 instruments together in one trial at a time. Yeah. So there's a lot that you can try. Yeah. So I hope that that helps you out and happy shopping. All right. I don't know if I move side to side when I'm stressed. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't heard of Tamsi, so I wouldn't be able to say anything intelligent about that. But I have a wooden lip plate. This is a Mopani wood lip plate. This particular head joint is by Manka. Yeah, I love it. It gives a bit of like a woody edge to the sound. I love it personally. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. All right. Hello, Lemonade. How are you doing? Welcome back. Okay. I can feel now the point at which I will forget and default to backwards support. I can literally feel myself doing it on some longer notes. So it's held notes and very fast passages. Like kind of middle of the road, like speed, I can figure that part out. Okay, so I'm gonna like essentially go back here to some parts that are more moving. Better than before, at least. I'm gonna erase a star I put there because I think that's actually causing me to like tense up because I see a big red star. Okay. Oh, sorry. Thank you. uh, okay. Hi, Alden. How are you? Um, hmm. Okay. I will take it. I'm not I'm still not used to it. So like there's definitely a lot of like I feel like definitely feel like I'm walking a tightrope. Every now and then I catch myself supporting the wrong way. And up in the high notes, I need to give a little bit more space. Like I almost have to kind of create a bubble in my mouth. Like that's kind of like weirdly like supported by my tongue. Like I had to kind of like create like a nice big bubble there so that there's a lot of space for those high notes to resonate. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably where you guys are hearing that it's like kind of forced, is because up in the high notes, I'm not giving them enough space. So I'm not quite used to it yet. I can only like I can't, I'm still working towards being able to like move into that like big round space in my mouth as I get up into the high notes. So all good, Alden. Thank you for dropping by. Um, I don't know if you guys could hear the difference there. Did you guys hear how that was a lot clearer? It was because I was really thinking about that like open space up there, right? So that's definitely something I have to get used to, because I think what happened before was that those high notes just would not come out with that kind of space in my mouth because I wasn't supporting. But now that I'm supporting, I can actually have that open space up there, and I'm not used to it. Yeah, it makes the articulation crisper, right? Yeah, because there's just more space. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you guys can hear it, right? That you guys can hear that. So I'm very aware that it's kind of come and go right now. And that's pretty normal, I think. But this is kind of today's big discovery, I think, is that on the high notes, I need to actually kind of like create a bubble of space in my mouth, and I can kind of shape it with my tongue. So maybe my tongue was actually in the way before. Who knows? Okay, looking at the time, I should probably head on over to some Rapides Wildfires. That's a good spot because then I can just start with a recap next time. So we'll put that here. We will start with Q61, which is the recap. Okay. Yeah, sounding better, right? Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, again, like, did you guys notice that as soon as I like said it out loud and I talked about it, it was like it just settled and I could do it. So yeah, I just have to, I have to keep remembering to put the flute down and summarize what I'm finding. Your perception of nice tone quality has decreased a little. So Lemonade, are you using loop earplugs? Because I find that I can still hear the tonal quality with these guys. I waited a long time to buy these. They're so pretty. They look like jewelry. Like it's really, really nice. But yeah, I find that these get yourself okay. When you're good to splurge, because these are like $45 or $50, something like that, but it's so worth it. Comes with a whole bunch of different sizes, comes with also like those foamy noise canceling ones too, but that's not what I want. I just want to mute it a little bit. That's all. It also comes with extra mutes that you can put in the ring area to mute it even further. I leave those out because otherwise I really can't hear the tonal quality. But yeah, this protects my hearing, but I can still hear everything. So highly recommend getting loop earplugs, loop, L-O-O-P. And I believe the one that I got is the Experience. Is that what it's called? Loop earplugs. Yeah, they're $45. So here, I'll just pop it in the chat for you. There you go. That's the one I use. This was recommended to me by one of my students, and wow, fantastic. I have one ear canal that's smaller than the other, and because this comes with a bunch of different sizes for the earbuds, I've mixed and matched. This side is extra small and this side is small. It's fantastic. Yeah. Highly like suggest getting these ones. Like you'll see what I mean when you use them. Like you can still hear yourself, but it like is just enough to protect your hearing. It's great. Okay. I kind of want to try some of the high stuff in here in Rapid as Wildfires, just to kind of like have this concept sink in my brain. Okay. I'm still like trying to remember the shape of that bubble. There's a very specific shape I have to achieve. Still overblowing. Okay, that was better because that C just popped. to keep it really open. I was doing backwards support again. Okay. Yeah, that bubble of air in my mouth, if I am like doing an ascending line like that, it tends to get smaller. So I think I need to think of that bubble getting larger as I go higher. So let's try that. Yeah, if I think of the bubble like moving up, like diagonally and up, and not just getting smaller and cramped, then it works. Okay. I'll try another spot. That idea definitely works. So let's see if we were to go. All right. Carol, hello. Okay, we figured it out. We figured it out. So I think this is going to be even better tomorrow. Let's take out the earplugs so I don't feel like I'm just like shouting at myself. Okay, so what we figured out is that when I get higher, before when I did not support correctly or when I was backwards supporting, it's either or. It's either straight up not supporting or just backwards support. I'm starting to think that whenever I'm not supporting, I'm actually backwards supporting. I think that's actually more what the actual problem is. But anyway, regardless, we have figured out that when I was backwards supporting, the only way to get those high notes to come out was to pinch. So that became my default. But now that I'm properly supporting, now it sounds even more forced up there because there's a lot more air coming out. So what I need to work on now is like, I have to counteract, because right now it doesn't feel like I'm pinching up there because it's like such a default for me. So in order to counteract what I am doing, I need to imagine that there's like a bubble of air in my mouth. And when I get into the high notes, that whole bubble like travels up and back a little. It goes like this. And I have to keep it open and resonate at the top of that bubble. So nice big bubble and resonate it at the top. Yeah, that seemed to work everywhere. Also, as you guys noticed, as Vlad noticed, it made my articulation better too, because I was probably tonguing also from around that point, which is, that's how you make your articulation sound clean, is you match it to where your flute wants to resonate the note. So I think we're making some great progress here, because as critical as I was of my playing today, actually, I was very happy with how a lot of it did turn out. I just have to, I'm kind of like putting on my critical glasses because I'm sort of in an experimentation, like kind of fix it sort of mode. And I figured that I can later on, when I'm used to this way of playing, I can just sit back and enjoy it. For now, now is not the time for me to sit back and enjoy. I am still working at it. So yeah, today was very good, very, very productive. Like, this is what I was excited for, because I was like, okay, now that I have figured out that I was doing backwards support, now like that can unlock new things to discover. And I'm very glad that I discovered this today. So yay, we're being very, very productive and awesome and happy. Yeah. So barely any breaks today. I know, right? Because I'm actually supporting, well, most of the time. Every now and then I could catch myself doing it backwards, but most of the time I was actually doing the support properly in the way that you're supposed to. Yeah, it was a great session. Not because I played very well, but although I did end up playing very well, I think, still kind of like distracted with all these new concepts that I'm playing around with. So when you guys hear me trip up in the music, this is mostly why. It's because I'm distracted thinking about other things and not what's coming up in the music. So, you know, I'm kind of letting that go by the wayside for now, while I get used to this new way of playing. Also, I really need to I just noticed how sticky some of my keys were getting, so I'm just going to blot them really quickly with the Flute Center polishing cloth, which like they were the ones who straight up told me that they started doing this. Like Flute Center told me that they started doing this. They took their own like polishing cloth merch. This, yeah, so you can see it says Flute Center on it. That's their old logo, by the way. Yeah, and they were the ones who told me that this makes a great pad blotter. Anyway, yeah, I am so happy with how that turned out. Oh, that was great. I feel good. Like I feel like I got a good workout, figured things out. Oh, it's just so good. Also, this is so unwieldy. I really should just chop this polishing cloth into smaller bits so it's less unwieldy. Yeah, so, you know, if for anyone who's watching this, I hope that I can set an example that I kind of wish that I had, which is that like don't expect perfection in your practice sessions, but what you want to expect is to learn something. Because so if you have your expectations set on that instead, you're going to be a lot more open-minded, you're going to be a lot more creative, you're going to like want to look for solutions, you're going to want to try and feel out what you're doing. You know, and those are all oh, it's this one. Okay. Like it's all about your mindset of like when you go into a practice session. I think I spent way too much of my my music school days expecting perfection in my practice sessions, and because of that all of my practice sessions were very disappointing, because why else are you practicing? You know what I mean? Like, your practice sessions are not meant to be perfect. Is frowning embouchure for high notes? Well, I mean, the thing with like you have to think about what is the purpose of frowning embouchure. The purpose of the frowning embouchure is to offer you more flexibility, because a smiley embouchure by default presses the lips against your teeth, and the frowny embouchure goes the opposite way. So this is smiley, and then this is frowny, and you can actually see how like when you do the frowny, it pulls your lips away from your teeth. So it's hard to say if for your flute and for your mouth that you like, we don't know if you'll have a very pronounced frowny embouchure, because like if you were to look at the embouchures of like lots of different flutists out there, you'll notice that everyone kind of has varying degrees of frowny embouchure. Like some people have it naturally more, some people have it less. It all kind of boils down to like, what is your neutral lip position? You might want to do some experimentation there, looking in the mirror and stuff, like what is your like neutral position, and like can you get to your like the closest to your neutral position as possible. Yeah, so yeah, I hesitate to like give you a very like concrete answer about whether or not frowny embouchure is for the high notes, simply because I think the answer is a little bit too complex to, you know, explain in the minute that before I turn off the stream. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, okay, Deanna brings up another really good note too, that Everyone's lip sizes are different as well. I have noticeably thicker lips than most of my teachers have. And so where I place my flute on my lips does look different from my teachers. I place them a little bit further up the lip because my lower lip is so much thicker than my teachers. So that can also affect the appearance of how much that lip comes out, right? Because like if your lip is thinner, you might need to push out more. If your lip is thicker, you might not have to push out as much. Like you see how like there can be a massive difference between how different people do it. Yeah, if you pull your lips back too far, your jaw starts to mildly ache a little bit. Oh, I'm so sorry. In general, what you're looking for is actually, I learned this from one of you guys. You're looking for a more neutral position for your lips, especially for the low register. Now, I understand because I was there at one point too, where I could only get the low register to sing if I pulled my lips back enough. So it took me a while. Part of it is because I was probably doing backwards support, and so I was not actually supporting correctly. So the air that was coming out was so unsteady and unstable because they're low air pressure for low notes, right? The lower air pressure the airstream is, the more unstable it is and the more support it needs. And because I was supporting backwards, I needed something to keep it stable. Hence the lips pulling back and like iron gripping in order to keep the airstream steady. If you work on your support, it will eventually allow you to let go of your lips and they can be a lot more neutral. Yeah, so what I'm sharing with you is just what I have finally figured out in literally the last month. So in a way, it is news to me too, but it makes a ton of sense. You'll actually hear a lot of professional flutists talking about this, that ironically, it's the lower you go, the more you have to support, right? Which I think to most people makes no sense because it's like, well, don't the high notes take a lot of air? Well, actually, if you think about it, a stream of air, the higher the airspeed, the more stable that airstream actually is. The lower the air pressure, the slower the air stream is, the more unstable that air stream is going to be. And so you have to support it and keep it going somehow, even though it's coming out of you very slowly, low air pressure. Yeah, so it's, yeah. I like that you call it Paris Hilton, the pucker. Yeah, so like the amount of which someone puckers, I think is very dependent on their mouth, their lips, their flute. You'll see this everywhere, that like no two flutists pucker the same amount. But you will see that amongst amongst professional flutists, you'll notice that most of them play with a fairly neutral embouchure. Like it's fairly close to their neutral lip shape, but holding an like a flute aperture, essentially, if that makes sense. Yeah. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back, Jimmy. How are you doing? It's been a long time. I'm about to sign off. I'm so sorry that I'm signing off right as you're getting in here. But yeah, this has been a wonderful, wonderful a couple of sessions. Yesterday was a little bit frustrating, but I knew it was going to be worth it, and absolutely it was. Today we got to discover new things because we soldiered through yesterday. So yeah, I love it. I think this is absolutely the masochistic musician part of me, that like I love the grind. I love the blood, sweat, and tears. I love the feeling of figuring something out for me and just for me, for myself, for my own enjoyment. I like conquering problems that have persisted for me. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the nerdiness of it. Like, I can't stop thinking about what I want to try next, and I think that's fantastic. Like, I already thought that I was at a great spot last year with my practicing, but I feel like this year I've really embraced the like flute nerd part of me, and I'm letting that part come out because I feel like finally I'm at a point where I don't have to justify the flute nerd in me. Like, I realize that that is who I am. That is what I like to do. And just because I don't play as well as the top, you know, the kings and queens of the flute world, I know I don't play as well as them, but like, I think I didn't really let myself be as like overtly a flute nerd, because I almost kind of felt like I wasn't worth being such a flute nerd because I wasn't as good as like the top people in the flute world. And this year is the year that I have finally really like realized that that doesn't freaking matter, you know? I'm like letting myself be me. I'm letting myself free. I'm giving myself the permission to embrace the flute nerd in me. Like I understand now that I was really the only person holding myself back. So yeah, it's awesome. Like it's yeah, you guys can like feel it, right? Like I have finally embraced it. I've embraced it. I love it. It makes me super excited to come back and practice again, which also, side effect, makes me generally more relaxed during my practice sessions. So I generally sound better too. And at the same time, it's interesting because like, I think one part of my self-esteem issues is that I always felt like I wasn't allowed to be the full nerd that I want to be because I'm not as good as the top people in the flute world. Like I felt like I wasn't worth it. And then the other part of me was like, I don't want to be boxed into just being a flutist. But now that I have allowed myself to branch out, allowed myself to settle into what I do here on YouTube, social media and stuff like that, now that I have really allowed myself to just be me, I'm even dipping into learning about voice acting, because now I've like really allowed myself to just like explore things and like even play video games here on my channel, like just show different parts of me, different aspects of me. Like I realized that I can be a professional, I can be a flute nerd, and I can still also not box myself into only being a flutist. Like I previously didn't share that much about me gaming, and I didn't share that much about, you know, my interest in voice acting, because I've been interested in voice acting for years now, but I just never like made that jump into actually taking a course for fun. And yeah, it's just like, now that I'm actually allowing myself to do all these things, like I can be all these things. I don't have to just be like a flutist that like performs and teaches. Like I can be a content creator. I can also be interested in gaming and voice acting and blah, blah, blah. And like, I can also, like, even though I am interested in those things, I can also be a full-fledged nerd, you know? Like, I just realized how much I was holding myself back before. And yeah, 2023 really just kind of like revealed that about me. And I'm a lot happier now. So yeah, the nerd is my power. I really like that. I think it's true. Like anything that I'm very interested in, I go full nerd. Like I keep up, you know, and it's been really wonderful to like let myself do it. I think have been just so caught up in the chase of becoming a professional musician that I have prevented myself from being myself. So it's been really wonderful and lovely to finally be able to kind of like marry the two, like my career as a professional musician, but also me being just me. So yeah. You're the same with piano? Yeah. You feel it? Like, do you see what, like, I think people who have especially made music their career, I think you know what I mean. You're sort of resisting being boxed in to your career while at the same time not feeling like you are worth being super nerd about your career. Like it's like on both sides of like the spectrum of like trying to resist the career, but also trying to like also not feeling like worthy enough to do your own career. You know what I mean? It's really weird and awkward, and I would like to make a video about it once I can articulate it a little bit better. But you know, you guys are here hanging out with me at the end of a stream, so you guys get to hear my raw thoughts. I'm just a lot happier now, and yeah, just it's fun being me. I like it, and thank you for being on the journey with me. You guys are all amazing. So anyway, I should stop talking and call it for today. I love you all so very, very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I shall see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Take care of yourselves because there is no music without the musician. All right, laters everyone. Bye-bye.